What up, my G's? Y'all should know what it is. It is BKA Watts, one half of the Blerds and Clips Podcast right here on the Pro 3 ENT Network. As always, delivering a flawless, repetitious intro right into your ear portals one time. You should know what it is. And as always, I am joined by my partner in crime.
And the happy Jesus. It is the God-fearing Vigatron, and I just want to let everyone know that I am now gay for pay. Inquire within.
Within what?
Not inside my anus.
So they gotta pay first?
Absolutely.
Makes sense to me. Put down your deposit. Hey man, so as I let this fantastic intro beat fade, I am here to let you guys know that it's not Saturday. And shit been happening. All right. Y'all know what it is, man. Listen, Vig is award winning. Dave Norris is critically acclaimed.
Vig Norris. Put some respect on my goddamn name.
I'm sorry. I'm
Jesus.
sorry. You're right. You're right. Critically acclaimed. You know what I'm saying? We had a death in the family. So I was indisposed yesterday. And yeah, here we are today to talk TV, movies, video games, and whatever the hell else we feel like talking about, because it is our podcast, goddammit, and y'all already should know that, right here on Blerds and Clips, where you can tap in and watch us live right here on twitch.tv/BKA Watts, or of course on the Pro 3 Entertainment YouTube channel. Listen, I ain't gonna lie, I prefer y'all tap into us on Twitch. That's where we already trying to get that money at. You feel me? Support your dogs. And there's a couple of ways you can do that. If you are over on Twitch, you can follow for free, but you can subscribe. It'll only cost you a $5 bill. Okay? Now listen, if you are an Amazon Prime user and subscriber, they will cover that $5 for you, but it still will pay the gang. So make sure you tap on in and subscribe. And even if not, I mean, my nigga, come on. It's $5. You know what I'm saying? Tap in with your boys. Y'all know what it is. We're giving y'all this podcasty goodness, this blurty goodness right here from the Pro 3 ENT Network every single week. Vig, I'm not going to ask you about your week, but what I am going to ask you about is what you watched this week, if anything.
I don't remember.
Okay. See, that's a deep dive right there. That, folks.
Deep into my anus. Yeah, you fucked up.
I hit the button and the thing wasn't turned up.
See? So, turn down for what, nigga? Turn down for what?
You're right.
Jesus.
That's a prime example of why you don't turn down.
So I was not aware of this, and I ended up watching some of it last night. But then I watched an episode while I was eating before I got here. So I'm not suggesting it, but obviously it's going to be relevant. Are you aware of Bust Down?
No.
Okay. It is a show on Peacock created by Jack Knight, Sam J, Langston,
Hughes?
No, I don't know his name up. Langston Kernan, I think. And Chris Redd. Also starring Freddie Gibbs. It's 6 episodes.
And now I'm completely interested.
Right. So basically, it started by the four, because the four of them are stand-up comedians who I all generally fuck with as far as me seeing their stand-up. I've laughed at all their shit before. Sam J's arguably probably the best, just in my opinion. But Jack Knight's pretty goddamn funny. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so they are all employees at this casino, and Freddie Gibbs is like he's the manager of it. And it's just some wild shit that they put together. It's basically an R-rated show. All kinds of niggas and fucks fly all through it the entire way through.
Perfect. So, makes me comfortable.
So you'll be comfortable watching it. I'm not going to say it's the funniest so far because even when I was watching it last night, I didn't really laugh at anything. And then this one episode, there was one thing that I definitely just really laughed at. Everything else was just kind of like, I get it. It has potential to probably get better. But like I said, the humor's there. It's just not, I don't know. It's just something missing. But it's only 6 episodes, as I said.
So is it a limited series or first season type of shit?
I'm assuming this is like first season if it gets picked up further.
Understood. No. So I've continued for whatever reason, I've continued watching Lucifer.
Glutton for punishment ass niggas.
It's like, bruh, there's something to it. It's not good because it's like CW show. You know what I'm saying? Which just aren't really good. But at the same time, it's not bad.
Okay.
It's hard to explain. It's another one of those fucking shows where they literally do the same thing in every single episode with like 1 or 2 minor exceptions that are kind of a through line.
But you said that before, and yet you still watching it.
And
so
I'm
who's the one
still
that's
fucking
insane?
watching it. Well, because they brought, it's Lucifer. So, you're going to expect progression. So at some point they brought in God. And I was excited about it.
Yeah.
Particularly because it was the Allstate dude.
Because, you need God.
I'm surprised they haven't brought Jesus into the show.
Jesus is more sacred than God.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm saying they have so many angels by their biblical names. Of course, they got Lucifer, Amenadiel, fucking shit.
What I don't understand is what's up with the disrespect to Pedro Serrano consistently being referred to as the Allstate dude. Explain
Because
that
he's
shit.
the Allstate dude.
He is Pedro fucking Serrano. Put some respect on your former Cleveland Indians Major League. Put some respect on that.
Absolutely not. That nigga, bro. We're in good hands, head ass. He said that, not us.
Jobo.
Nigga said Allstate. Nigga.
Jobo like Jesus.
Nigga, the hands is like this. Nigga, they are cupped.
Pedro Serrano.
And
especially after I went all with last week or week before last, and I told you about the movie No Exit, and not one time did I refer to him as the fucking Allstate dude because I said his name, Dennis Haysbert, nonetheless.
No,
but y'all be
bruh.
so disrespectful.
Cause nigga, and that's not.
I'm saying Serrano is way more respectful because of the fact that that's what he started and solidified himself with, really coming on the scene.
That nigga is what the fuck is that nigga name? That is Omar Epps' daddy. in fucking Love and Basketball.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember.
And the Allstate man at this point, nigga. One of the best voices in Hollywood.
It's just like y'all talking about Dean Winters being what the fuck is that one? He's the mayhem guy.
Oh, he's definitely the mayhem guy, bro.
No, he played in Oz.
I don't think I saw it.
I saw him in Oz, killing motherfuckers, and
I feel like you probably at this point you've seen him killing more motherfuckers in them commercials now. Nigga, as mayhem, he done caused all kind of accidents.
maybe.
Yeah, it's possible. It's quite possible. I mean, yeah, but they brought him in, and it's like, all right, we got God, but yeah, like I said, like we got angels, we got Depiction of Hell, the Silver City, blah blah blah. We got Michael, we got Gabriel. So then brought the archangels and all of that shit in, and pretty much. Oh, and they also brought in God's wife, the mother of all creation and shit. So we've legitimately gotten everybody except Jesus at this point. I feel like that's low key where they got to go with season 7.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm about to say I ain't about to watch that shit. So I mean,
just don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Ain't about to happen.
Don't do it. It's all right. It's okay. Just let me. You know what I'm saying? Let me finish it out because I'm that far in at this point. So fuck it, I guess. Is there anything that you are what you got on your list? What you got on your list that you need to be watching or supposed to be watching or plan to?
Some fat ass bouncing on my dick. You know what? This is completely unnecessary. Okay. Well, let's get things right. What, season what? 5 or 6, whatever. The new season of Snowfall started as well.
For sure. And we got a time jump, a jump forward.
Well, I guess. I mean, wasn't that much of a jump forward, but anyway, that's irrelevant. I don't know. It's only but so much to say because I mean it's an ongoing show, so it's like it's not talking about episode to episode. That's one thing. But Snowfall is back for motherfuckers to fuck with Snowfall. The other thing, which I'm sure your busy ass didn't have time to do. I watched the Adam Project.
I actually was gonna watch it this morning. But I could not peel myself out the fucking bed, bro. And also because I didn't realize it was out. It came out until last night.
You mean Friday?
No, I'm saying I didn't realize it came out.
Oh, you didn't realize
it
came out until
yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
I got you. Yeah, I kept seeing the reviews, and then I was thinking since Netflix is doing their new thing per week thing.
Oh, I thought this was a movie.
It is.
Oh, okay. The movie
new
per week.
Release,
Yeah.
Right.
So like I said, they pulling the Disney Channel joint. Back when I was a teenager, Disney did that shit for like a year or two straight. It was every Friday. It was like, let's watch a Disney Channel movie, and every Friday a new fucking movie came out that Disney was producing in house, just to drop on the network.
I guess. So since you haven't seen it, I have nothing more to say about it other than it's a perfectly fine 80s movie made in 2022 or 2021, however you want to look at it.
So was it a movie or is it background noise?
It's a mix of both.
Okay.
Because it's not bad at all. It has the aesthetic of an 80s adventure movie for a kid because it's kind of very reminiscent of like Flight of the Navigator and some other stuff just with the technology and everything with it.
I heard that.
But it's basically, Ryan Reynolds considerably being Ryan Reynolds versus kid Ryan Reynolds. And like I said, it's some cool effects and time travel-y shit and blah, blah, blah. But I mean, like I said, it's innocent enough at the core and it's funny enough at times. But I mean, like I said, it's not bad. It's definitely one of those things where, I guess whether you have girls or boys, that if it was like, oh yeah, we're going to family time watch a movie, like, I don't think you'd be mad being stuck having to watch this with the kids kind of thing.
That's cool. I mean, when you see typically when you see a fucking kid in a movie, a child actor type of situation and shit, you know, it's probably all right to watch. You know what I'm saying, with the young folk.
Well, I'm just saying against the cornball factor where you have stuff like that, you like, yo, this is really pissing me off. I'm trying to think, what was the movie that we kept bitching about? Oh, the new Space Jam.
Oh God.
Right. So it's not about, oh yeah, it's for kids. Like, no, nigga, it's trash. So I'm saying this is, like I said, it's very much Ryan Reynolds still just doing Ryan Reynolds. But like I said, it's not bad. It's interesting. I could definitely see, like, if I was a kid, especially if this came out in the 80s, this would have been probably one of my favorite movies.
Okay. So this is the thing. So do you think it was intentional? Do you feel like that was intentional creative choice, or is this like an accident?
What do you mean?
Like that 80s feel, that throwback feel to the movie. Do you feel like that was a creative decision, or do you feel like they was going for something else and it didn't work out?
No, I think it was intentional. But like I said, it doesn't really play out like an 80s movie. But like I said, it has a certain feel. Like, I can't pinpoint exactly what it is, but it's not like trying to watch Stranger Things where it's intent to seem like it could have been made in the 80s. It's not like that, but it just has a certain formula that feels very 80s. But like I said, it's everything that's still current as far as dialogue and it being snappy and stuff like that. But like I said, it has a let's just say there's a certain aesthetic and there's a certain wonder about it that brings back that 80s flair.
I dig it. I'm gonna tap into that joint. I don't know. I guess we'll see how this every week thing goes. Do you know what's supposed to come out next week?
Nope.
I'll check into it and figure it out. So we were having a conversation, and because this is a thing that you watch, I felt like this was an appropriate thing for us to cover. And like I said, this was maybe, I don't know, 2-3 in the morning, in the chatty house, sitting down talking shit with the homies, and we decided to put together a bracket and shit just based on how heated the conversation got. We were talking top 16 stand-up comedians and then assembling a bracket so that we could March Madness that shit, essentially.
Okay.
Now, I know your number one is Patrice O'Neal.
Arguably.
Okay. Can we talk top 5 and hash that out?
I thought we already talked about this, because I definitely have a top 5.
I know we talked about it with Enon off camera.
I guess we did, but I'm thinking no, because I don't remember saying my whole top 5. Like
No, you didn't. I'm saying we
Okay.
talked about stand-up comedians though, and the Patrice conversation.
Well, no, I'm just saying I'm thinking we talked about this at one point period, because I have it on my phone always for reference, because I had just went past it the other day. So I had to discuss it with someone, and I don't think it was like me doing it online, because God knows I hate using my damn thumbs.
Ladies, not me.
Yeah, I got
Jerry in the building. What's popping though?
arthritis.
You hitting the cougars with the paw?
No, that was my old Fred Sanford. Arthritis got me. God damn it, where is it? I must have updated or some shit, so it's hold there. No, not comedies, comedians. Because there's two that's fighting for the so-called spot of like when in the top 5. So that's why I'm being a little extra about pulling that up specifically.
Understood.
Where the fuck is it?
All right. And if you're in the comments and you're watching, you're tuning in, drop your top 5 to 10. I will accept 10 if you got it. Drop your top 5 stand-up comedians. Dead or alive. Doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck. Drop that. We need that. Because for me personally, it's like, how do you not have Dave Chappelle at this point? I would say Patrice. I would say Bernie. I would say Carlin. And I would round out the 5. That's where it always gets tough. It's figuring out number 5.
I don't know. For some reason, I obviously must have deleted it, just figuring that I don't need this because I basically know it. So anyway, Patrice O'Neal, Richard Pryor, Dave Chappelle, Bill Burr, and then it was kind of fighting the spot with maybe Chris Rock or Louis C.K. That's what mine was.
Yeah. See, like, I feel like I gave my Caucasian spot to Carlin. And I'm like,
I don't really feel like it's about a Caucasian spot per se.
No.
Because I really like Carlin, but Carlin ain't in my top 5. Carlin might be in my I don't know if he's in my top 10 per se. He would probably be, if I'm just giving props to who does it the best, I'm sure he's in my top 20, but I don't know that he's in my top 10. As far as favorite for me that resonate with me in that way based on everything. He could be, but I mean, he's been gone for a while, and I haven't watched one of his specials probably since the late 90s, if not early 2000s. So I'm really, and I don't go back to his stuff as much, so that's why I kind of,
I feel you. I mean, yeah, see, so like for me, number 5 is I'm low-key like Chris Rock, Bill Burr. For me. And I'm like,
See, and the only reason why Burr beats out Rock for me is because Rock is funny. He's always consistently been funny since the first time I saw him do stand-up in like 87, 88 or whatever. But Bill Burr has a certain thing about him where Chris Rock makes sense to me, so it resonates and it's on point. But Bill Burr has the knack of him being him, where just like with a movie, if I don't see the joke coming, that makes it better. I don't see Bill Burr's jokes coming.
I dig it.
That's why he ranks higher for me.
So yeah, so I think I would say 5 would be Patrice, Bernie, Dave, Carlin, and Bill Burr. 10 is where it gets aggressive, because then immediately I come with the Chris Rock. Pryor, of course. I really like Jim Gaffigan so much, and I'm just trying to think when I put him in the top 10 though. Yes,
Yeah,
stand up. Yeah, stand up for sure. Cat Williams. Okay, so let me see. Cat, Dave, Mac, Monique. I have to do some deep thinking for another one. Exactly, man. See, that's aggressive. It seems that nobody has Kevin Hart in their top 10, which is crazy.
I don't think Kevin Hart's that funny of a stand-up comedian. I think he's
clearly just marketable and
right,
therefore sellable.
But you know what? This is my issue with Kevin Hart. Well, or Kevin Hart defenders. Motherfuckers be like, yeah, blah blah blah, and he sells all arenas and this, that, and the third, and yada yada yada. But I always do that same shit. Just like when people be talking about rapping, they be like, well, he got to be one of the tough, nigga. He went diamond. So did Vanilla Ice, nigga.
Right.
So don't tell me he's in your top just because of that. So when I say with Kevin Hart is on that where, yeah, he's fine. It's not as if I don't laugh at any of his jokes, but like I said, he's not that guy to me. But if you're going to defend him, the same black folks, especially that defend him, they don't be defending Dane Cook.
Right.
And I mean, at the time when Dane Cook was the white Kevin Hart,
out
right?
Everything.
I thought Dane Cook was funny, but Dane Cook ain't in my top 20 or nothing.
Right.
So it's like, nah, I get it.
You don't even know.
Goddamn shoes. Like that's my anyway.
Dane my Cook car went into a ravine. Man, niggas will never understand, bro. That nigga got an email from a nigga that said your parents died of cancer to get away from your shitty comedy, nigga.
Hell no.
Come on, bro.
Oh shit. But I don't know. Like I said, but just in that vein, like I said, when you start talking about 10, like I don't know. I don't. Like I said, obviously, if I've already named 6, then beyond that, I don't know.
I'll say Paul Mooney. Fuck was I thinking?
Maybe I can say Paul Mooney was definitely, as far as tops that I've seen in person, because Paul definitely had me in tears.
See, and that's the fucked up shit, bro. Because niggas only talk about the like super big mainstream legend, low key type motherfuckers that done had specials all over the fucking world type shit. Cause like, bro, like there are not many times that And I mean, of course, it could be that shared experience type of shit or whatever, like that always enhance shit. But bro, like we done seen niggas at the Improv that's funnier than some of the niggas that niggas be having in their tops.
Well, but that's just that. When people are pulling from what they think of, this is like you asking somebody what their favorite song is or whatever. You're gonna pull from what gets the most burn in your head based on what's visual. From that perspective of what's more universal. It doesn't mean that that's like they're the top or whatever. It may not be your personal tops. Me and you have proven this. When you even saying this shit, knowing goddamn well that me and you the only two niggas that you are the only other nigga that I've known that I've shared a Pablo Francisco moment with.
Right.
Don't nobody know who the fuck he is.
Facts.
So that's my point. Is like there's plenty of people that rank high for me as far as like I said, if they were coming to the Improv. I'm not saying necessarily I'm going to pay, but if I had free tickets and they're like, yeah, it's going to be so-and-so there, I'm pumped. Being I've had that Pablo Francisco moment of like, I got free tickets and he's coming. Yeah, nigga, I'm excited.
Yeah.
But
I would, matter of fact, I think I paid for my Pablo Franciscos because I was excited as fuck.
Right. And I'm not saying that I wouldn't. I'm just saying he's somebody that at the time, he definitely had a big effect on me in that way of like, I consistently liked him. But I mean, Dave Attell is also on that list.
For sure.
And I don't really bring him up. So it's like, I kind of have to really sit back and think about people that I enjoyed during the 90s and 2000s that I just kind of take for granted that are on that list. But like I said, when I'm just thinking about who's visible, it's all about who just comes to mind right away. But it doesn't really mean that they're like the ones. Because like I said, if Bill Burr didn't really start blowing up the way he did after being on Chappelle, then like he wouldn't be, I probably wouldn't think about him as much, but I had the pleasure of seeing him live during that Chappelle period. And even when in Donnell Rollins was, because it was him and Donnell Rollins, since it was supposed to be Charlie Murphy, but Charlie Murphy went off to do whack-ass Norbit. So the fact that both of them, like I said, I had never really seen Donnell Rollins, but both of them were funny as shit that night.
Right.
And then so Burr was officially on my radar, but then once his special started coming out, it was like, no, he's fucking true. Just straight up.
Yeah.
And he basically took Louis C.K.'s spot from me as far as if we talk about the white guy spot.
the white spot,
right.
The Caucasian
right.
spot.
He bumped Louis C.K. down.
Yeah, bruh. I'm trying to, man, I think, man, one of the hardest times I remember laughing, man, was when that nigga was telling the story when he went to the hood to kick it with that black chick. That shit was great, bro. Everything about that shit, I was like, yo, yeah, this motherfucker is good, bro. Yeah. He's good, bro. So yeah, cause like, dog, like I ain't gonna lie, but like I cannot wait to be able to put Tony Baker in my top 10 and niggas not be like, no, but what about, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause the nigga is incredible, bro.
He is, but I mean, I feel like he's probably one of those that he is fine for where he is. I don't know that he's solidified yet.
No. And that's the thing. And I feel like a part of that is because of the way that comedy has worked over the years and years and years.
I found my list. I just had a thing that said comedies instead of comedians. So it had movies in it, and then I tacked on my top 6 in that shit. So I found it. But yeah, it did still have exactly what I said with Chris Rock kind of rounding out the 6th spot. I guess. Yeah, so
I was saying,
like
the niggas who blew up on social media type shit,
right,
are not regarded. None of them niggas are regarded yet as like top comedians, even though these are niggas who got it in on the grind like crazy as fuck and figured out how to make this new tool work to be able to get out here and do their shit. Like Tony Baker, fucking Kev on Stage, fucking who else would did? Ryan Davis. Like those really like the biggest 3 to me from like the social media.
This is true, but at the same time, I do not take anything away from Ryan or Tony because of the fact that even though they blew up in social media, they are legitimate stand-up comedians that are constantly doing their thing versus the ones that go out there and then be like, all right, I'm gonna start doing some routines just because I'm out here. Let me put in a quick 5, and then that 5 turns to 15 or whatever, and then
right. And that's what I'm saying. So like Kev on stage and Loki built a little fucking empire via social media and shit. But Kev on stage is a clear reference to the fact that he is a stand-up comedian. So I feel like Kevin, I feel like Tony. I mean, that nigga that amassed 2 million fucking followers just on Instagram. I ain't even looked at his TikTok numbers. They probably higher the way TikTok worked. And Ryan Davis been fucking grinding crazy too, and then done a bunch of shit. And I feel like those niggas deserve mention.
Right.
Because they're all dope. Like Ryan Davis' whole hashtag, between his 2 hashtags when he was first getting out here, was who is Ryan Davis and funnier in person. And when we seen that nigga at the Improv, bro, he was legitimately funnier in person. Fuck the sketches and the skits, nigga. That nigga is great. And Tony Baker has fucking split a nigga's sides, pause, twice going to see this nigga at the Improv live. I've never seen Kevin live, but it's just like, the nigga's funny though. You know what I'm saying? Like the nigga's funny. So like he's funny in everything that I see him in. So I don't feel like he could have built what he has if he were not also translating on that stage. Right.
I'm just trying to amass somebody else in my head that I just think I'm really sleeping on.
Oh, nigga, I got booed out the room for mentioning Gabriel Iglesias, nigga, but he makes me fucking laugh, dog.
He's iffy for me. I mean, I don't dislike him, but I can't say that I've really been checking for him like that over the years. I mean, I don't even want to say it's been overall just Hispanic comedians overall, because I mean, it's not that he's not funny, but I mean, I ain't gonna say I've been like on Gabriel Iglesias like that, not George Lopez, not even stealing ass Carlos Mencias. Carlos Mencias. But anyway, Carlos Mencia, his stealing ass. I mean, there was a time that I did at least think what he was presenting had humor, so I don't really know. And even if we're talking about who we're lacking, if I had to think of somebody, like if I had to think of a woman that probably stands out, it's one of those, like, it doesn't jump out to me to think of who can I think of, but I know there are some that I'm usually like, oh, okay, I kind of fuck with her when I see her come up, and I'm trying to think of who it is, but it doesn't come to me like that.
I feel you. Immediately when we was in the room and like some chick came in and was like, oh, Jerry said, the way y'all know these people names, I can never. Like, nigga, we look, bro, like when we say blurred shit, like we know, like when we talking about this shit, I'm confident and comfortable with being able to say we actually really know the shit that we talking about.
Well, that's one of those things I think Jerry missed like early on in like our second or first fucking incarnation, and I made mention about that is like, anybody can do a podcast, and I feel confident enough to say, if I decided to be on a podcast with this nigga, that's part of the prerequisite, is that you can't just be on here just as a nigga just talking about some shit and don't really know what you're talking about. And that's part of the joke, is like, no, we actually know niggas' names, and
right,
you know,
we know names, we know directors,
like,
we know composers.
Yeah, we're not experts, but at the same time, we know enough to be like, no, we can hold a conversation and not just be like, yeah, that dude is such and such. Yeah,
we say that out. We'll do that on occasion.
Right, we'll blank out, but it's just from having just so much fucking unnecessary information in heads, period, that you can't remember everything, or you just kind of, old nigga shit where you blank out. But no, for the most part, anybody that we know or we know of, we know their names and shit like that. Like that's kind of a prerequisite, I feel like, maybe for us internally.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's also why it's us and not me and anybody else miscellaneous as fuck, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like when we bring people on, even if it's the homies, we gotta clown them if they don't know. You know what I'm saying? If they're like, yeah, I know stuff, and then get here and be like, oh, I ain't seen none of that. Like, right. Nigga, we try to be on point with it. That's a necessary thing. Otherwise, what the hell do we even have a show for if we not? You know what I'm saying? Oh.
Yeah, so we try to be experts.
We try to provide expertise. But yeah. So I guess, bruh, when it comes to the women, like Adele Givens comes to mind.
She does, but it's something about her that didn't last that long to me. Like when she was early 90s, when she was doing what she was doing, yes, she is
going
consistently funny. In the same way that I would say S'more was also pretty funny, but there's a certain thing of like when they're on, like especially S'more. I think I probably watched a S'more special probably sometime within the last 5 years or so. I definitely watched it and given it the try, figuring like, yeah, she's probably going to say some funny shit. And I think she kind of did, but it wasn't something that I could just be like, all right, she's just 100% consistent. It's almost like she's like, I don't know, 40% from the free throw line.
I'm just thinking about that fucking, my pro style whole gel on them dresses. It's outside. Nigga.
Nah, the main thing that she got from me that spoke to me, and mind you, I think this is also the argument I said to somebody else, that some women, especially comedians, the more mannish they are, the more they seem to resonate with men. And it's not really to be sexist, but I mean, it's some real shit. Like a lot of times, some of them, the more hardcore they are, where they almost speak like men and hit a certain common denominator, it helps, because S'more's whole thing about the difference between women going on trips and men going on trips. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about? He was talking about where the destination, like for women, the destination is wherever they're trying to go and all of the things they're trying to do and all of the restaurants and everything. And she was like, but the difference is for men, when they go on trips, the destination is pussy.
Right.
She's like, yeah, this nigga can be going to Mobile, Alabama. And it's like, nigga, did you get some ass? Yeah, that trip was great versus all this other shit. So when she said that, I'm like, God damn, she's right as fuck. Cause yeah,
it don't matter where niggas go.
Right. The destination is pussy. It's like, yeah, if you go to, you know, Bucktuckle, Oklahoma,
Bucktuckle,
if you get some ass, then yeah, that was a good trip.
Absolutely. So yeah, I think cause some chick was like, well, it is Women's History Month, so we need to include some estrogen and all that shit. Like, what the fuck ever? No, like, are they funny? But like I said, I definitely think of Adele Givers. I think of some more. Niggas was saying Monique, but I
don't really.
No,
I don't.
She
like
does. She doesn't
like
do
that.
it for me. I couldn't put her in the top anything. I don't even know that she would be top 10 women realistically.
I mean, not for me. Like I said, she has her moments, but I mean, she's not. No.
Right. I think that, like, and man, like, white comedians are fucking funny, bruh. And like, I know niggas like to hear niggas talk about nigga shit in funny form, and it resonates with niggas, but that is not it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's like, white people comedy is great because they have to think about shit that's just funny. Then it doesn't have to be nigga shit.
I just thought of somebody that is definitely in my top, but I don't want to fuck his name up. And I just realized he is one of the funniest motherfuckers that every time I see him, and I gotta hold up.
Hey.
Anthony Jeselnik.
Jeselnik? Yeah.
Anthony
Bruh,
Jeselnik.
I didn't
nigga.
think. Oh, nigga. Well,
Anthony fucking Jeselnik.
top 10. Nigga. Jesus Christ. Hold on.
Anthony Jeselnik is that dude.
Man, bro, listen. He was one of the first, one of the, like, they, you know, where there's like shock comics.
Yeah.
And like shock comics and roast comics. Bro, fucking incredible. Matter of fact, speaking of the roast comics, all the ones that do the Comedy Central roast on a consistent basis, just about are fucking incredible. Like, Jeff Ross is fucking incredible,
yeah,
especially
that's
with
what I was
improv
gonna say.
style.
But that's what I was gonna say. See, Jeffrey Ross, I remember him doing those late 80s, early 90s periods, especially like around MTV, showing stand up and shit. He was always funny there, but yeah, he's way funnier as a roast comedian or something that's more improv like.
Yeah.
So that's why I think he just doesn't make it when I'm just thinking of who's up there just telling jokes.
Right.
But yeah, Jeffrey Ross is definitely top tier. But I think he just kind of gets eliminated out of like my first thoughts just because of that.
For sure. Yeah, but like I mean, he's the roast master in almost every one of them situations for a very, very clear reason. I just don't know that, yeah, like I said, just in general, his stand up is, all the way maxed out. But he a funny motherfucker, bro. Like, and on the chick side, fucking Lisa Lampanelli makes me laugh so fucking hard, bro.
She's good. I mean, even her and I'm about to say, I know I've liked some Whitney Cummings shit.
Yeah.
Because there's a couple, and that's what I'm saying. I can think of some newer ones where I'm like, they're funny, but I'm like, when we're talking about like greatest of all times, I feel like I'm just giving them participant badges, and not that they really put in that work. Because even when we're talking about like newer stand-ups, I think Just Niche is funny as fuck.
I'm not even hip.
Just Niche is one of those newer black comedians. Well, I don't want to say younger. She's like 30 something, but she's been here a couple of times with John Bruton shit. Okay. At least. But I've seen her shit, online, and yeah, she consistently, every time I've seen some of her clips on YouTube, she's been fucking funny.
Yeah.
Like she rides that fine line between, she's still doing like black woman humor, but it's just enough to be like, yeah, she's clever enough where it gets over for me. But yeah, Just Niche is one of those for me.
Yeah, see, so there are more I'm gonna have to go look up and tap into, of course, because I mean, there's always for every 10 that you name, there's another fucking 1,000 out there and shit. Like, I mean, all of those guys. And that's the thing too. Like some of these cats, man. Like Carlos Miller is fucking great in like stand up.
Yeah, I've seen some of his stuff and like, yeah,
he fucking, man, when he did Who's Got Jokes, he smoked that shit. It wasn't nobody that can get that nigga away. He got up there and just tore that shit, tore her whole face out. Like, kept it moving, boom. And being like, to be able to, so we know Carlos Miller can do stand up because he done plenty of stand up that you can go and find. He's also done years worth of fucking improv with Wildin' Out. And then to be able to then turn and go 85 South and do the podcast and shit, still be able to tour and do regular stand-up shit as well as that. I feel like he another one of them motherfuckers that name gonna have to get mentioned at some point with some respect on it.
Probably. You still got to put some time in. But, thinking about how we started off with our top 5, we didn't mention anybody that was in there that wasn't doing stand-up 20 plus years ago.
Right.
So that's why I just think, if anything else, is just still like, yeah, a lot of these people have their potential, but they just still probably got to put more time in to really make top lists like that.
I would agree. I would definitely agree. But yeah, I felt like that was a good conversation that we were having last night. But it's Clubhouse. Clubhouse can get real argumentative, so you can't really get nowhere. Take a while to be able to get some ground established. But yeah, I would say that was definitely a dope conversation. Make sure y'all following and tapping in. If you ain't on Clubhouse, man, hey, so you might want to check that out, man. It'd be some interesting conversations and some cool people swing through there on occasion.
So now look at this, especially thinking about early on. Ellen DeGeneres was pretty funny.
Ellen was definitely funny. Oh my God, Kathy Griffin used to make me laugh really. She
definitely has her point. Sarah Silverman also has been fairly consistent for me in some ways. She ain't like tops, but every time I saw an Ellen special on HBO back in the 90s or whatever, she was always funny. Especially even before she came out of the closet and she was still telling jokes about her dating men, kind of thing. Like,
that's still funny. Yeah. That makes it even funnier when you go back and watch it now. But yeah, like shit, even the most recent special that she did was funny.
You know what? And I still didn't watch it yet. It was in my list, and I forgot to put it back in my list once I started actually paying for Netflix. So thanks for reminding me.
Rosie O'Donnell definitely is in there.
Rosie had some moments. I thought she was kind of corny because when I was really noticing her, this was late 80s when she was hosting whatever stand-up show that used to be on VH1 back in those days. And I remember she used to just kind of be the corny chick that was, hosting the show. She showed up in some movies and stuff, but she wasn't like one of my faves though.
I ain't putting her in the top. Monique.
I'm trying to think. In some ways,
Chelsea Handler.
Yeah, I was about to say Chelsea Handler.
Chelsea Handler is fucking funny, bro.
Even more recently, Well, at least the one special that I watched, Ali Wong, was pretty decent.
I feel like I know Whoopi applies, but I don't have a lot of her stand up in my mind for me to be able to put her.
I don't really count Whoopi Goldberg. The reason being my introduction to her when she first started, you know, kind of coming up in the 80s, my mother had rented it was like her one woman show.
Okay.
Where it was like a mix of her doing characters and kind of some stand up, but I never looked at her as a traditional stand up in that way.
I dig it.
And then I think right after that is when Color Purple kind of came out and was blowing up. So then when she just started doing movies, she didn't really just do as much. But I can see it. But yeah, that one woman show that she kept watching, I just remember her, like I said, it was just like that. It was her doing characters and kind of telling stories, but it wasn't like, you know, straight stand up.
Yeah, traditional style. I get it. Damn, nobody mentioned Dolomite.
Well, yeah, no.
Way down in the jungle deep.
No, I am not Count Rudy Ray Moore.
The lion stepped on the dignified monkey's feet. Yeah, nothing really jumping out there for me.
No, not here, because I should have put stand-up comedians, so just giving all these actresses and shit too. But
Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, because I also said even putting Carrie Fisher in there, because they're definitely just pulling from who's been writing and who's been acting and shit and all that, because all of the writing that Carrie Fisher did.
Yeah, I just remember fucking, what the fuck was the little boy's name on the Addams Family? Was it Pugsley?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when the movie came out in the 90s and shit, he had a Carrie Fisher trading card. Shit was funny as fuck.
Was that the first one?
I think so.
That's probably why I don't remember, because I really didn't like the first Addams Family. I liked the Addams Family Values a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
But I did not really love the first one.
Oh, man. Values was great, though.
Yeah, Values was fucking great.
I fucking love Christopher Lloyd, man.
Yeah, well, you know, it's funny, because even aside from that, it was something that was just weirder and darker about Values. And it was just something about the comedy, I don't know, just worked a little bit more from that. But everybody put time in, but obviously the key factor is never thought that fucking Joan Cusack's weird looking ass could be halfway sexy.
Man, bro.
Because I'm like, damn, I want to smash. And then when fucking watching Shameless, and I'm like, she didn't age that bad. And then she has some moments where I'm like, yeah, I guess I'd do it. Like,
yep, pretty much. Because I was, shit, I'm trying to think. Man, was that 9 months?
I didn't see that.
It was Hugh Grant.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, because
I love Hugh Grant.
I forgot. Was it him and, was it Elizabeth Hurley?
It was him and Joan Cusack.
Him and Joan Cusack in 9 months? Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, man, 9 months was the joint. That was the first thing I seen Hugh Grant in.
I've never seen Hugh Grant in anything except on
wow.
TV from getting his dick sucked by what's her name? God damn it. Brown.
Downtown Julie?
No. I wish. It was
see, this right here was also a lovely little rom-com.
Damn it, what the fuck was her name? Divine Brown. That was the hooker he got caught with.
That is,
because then she ended up doing that porno where she did that scene with Ron Jeremy, and I remember renting that bullshit.
That's crazy, because that nigga is like 91 and he's still doing porn.
But he ain't doing nothing now.
What happened?
He's in jail, or he's about to fight in there.
Because But I'm saying he was still doing porn up until he got locked up. I forgot.
Right. But yeah, he's probably only
Can you have that bag right there? I want them pretzels.
What, this bag?
No. Yeah. Trying to get my paranormal snacktivity on. You know
Blerds and Clips where niggas be snacking.
Right.
On the pod.
Snacking all up on the. Hold up, ASMR. Wait.
Ooh, if you want a package of these, you should get these and then be able to eat these pretzels.
These are Dad's original family home style pretzels.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that I tried looking for more women, so I mean, it's cool, but I mean, like I said, it's just, I guess, to really put that time in, I can't really think of who stands out like that. Because even also defending Comic View era Leslie Jones, I actually did like at times.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, we ain't mentioned Red Fox or Robin Harris.
well, Red Fox really.
I feel like Robin Harris.
You're right. I am slipping by not mentioning Robin Harris because yes, he was that guy to me at the time.
Yeah.
I guess because of the fact that he was cut down so short, he's one of those like that's why it keeps escaping me in that way. Red Fox, as far as his stand up, he had his moments, but I wasn't as into him. Like I guess maybe that was just a little bit too pre my time, even though for the blue comedy he was doing, I get it, but yeah, it didn't hit me that way.
You know who fucked me up?
Who's that?
Which I'm sure probably wouldn't fuck you up because you probably like, oh yeah, I've seen all the nigga specials and shit. Pat Morita.
No, I've only seen some of his stuff.
I've seen quite a bit because I went looking into it.
The hip nip.
I was just like, yo, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, he's not a stand-up comedian. That nigga was a whole stand-up comedian.
Yep.
I thought he was just a fucking wise old karate teacher.
No. But again, we also had that whole ass conversation about Happy Days because you thought Happy Days was way back in the day.
You're right.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, Pat Morita is not. He's not a.
But that's why I thought he was an old nigga in the Karate Kid because he was a young nigga back in the day.
Right, but that's why if you've ever watched any of the like the documentary stuff about Karate Kid, about why the original producers and everything was so adamant about not wanting to give him that job because they didn't see him as being able to do that. They saw him as fucking
funny nigga.
Yeah, they saw him as what the fuck is it? Not Arthur. The fuck was his name on goddamn Happy Days?
Something
Al
racist.
or something. It still started with an A because Arthur's was the place
Fonz.
that they went.
Oh, I thought that was Fonz.
No. Well, Arthur Fonzarelli, yeah, but the restaurant that they went to. How you got me on to look that shit up? I'm trying to think.
These happy days are yours and mine. Hey, it's Bobby Frost back.
Yeah, I was about to say he had been in there for a minute. We had been neglecting him.
Sorry, Frost.
Pat the Motor. Why the fuck did this still keep coming
Goodbye,
up?
green skies. Hello, blue. Nothing can hold me when I hold you. Feels so right. It can't be wrong. Rocking and rolling all week long.
What the fuck was his name? Come on. Why would
She goes ass to mouth.
Wow. Just can't help yourselves.
She sucks on my crappy thing.
Ugh. No. Pat Morita.
Oh man, what is that nigga first name? Like
Arnold. Okay, so that's what Pat Morita's name is. It was Arnold. But I'm swearing the restaurant that they were in, let's see, restaurant from Happy Days. Restaurant from Happy Days.
I was gonna say the Max, but I'm pretty sure that's Saved by the Bell.
No, I was wrong. I guess that was Arnold's restaurant. So yeah,
So he was Arnold.
Yeah, he was Arnold.
Makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, so they was like, no, we're not having the hip nip former comedian Arnold from Happy Days try to be this wise old Japanese karate teacher.
Well, see, there go Ryan. It was called Arnold's.
What the fuck? Was your concert over that quick? I guess it was only 2 hours or something, huh? Because I'm like, how are you online?
Sitting backstage with an AirPod in and shit.
Well, no, that was half the reason because he had the Euclid Symphony Orchestra was today, and I didn't go to that shit because you were talking about shooting a pod now. So I was like, okay, but that's why I didn't expect him to pop up in here. Because I'm thinking, like, shouldn't you be on stage still playing? But I mean, I guess if it started at 3, you ain't paying for like a whole 2 hours. But
yeah, you're right. Only the children's concert is long. Of course, it's torture for the fucking parents. That's the main thing.
Every time I don't know, since you didn't really watch Simpsons like that, when I think of the children's shit, it's always children, future. It was like that whole torturous ass shit. You have to go watch your kids performing. and it was like terrible with them doing the little stilted ass choreography. Children are the future. Oh my god.
Teach them well and let him lead the way.
Man.
Oh,
But
oh my god. I just pissed myself off
why is that?
thinking about fucking what they did to Randy Watson in that goddamn sequel.
You gotta let that shit go.
I know.
Just not think about that movie at all. Because I generally tend to not fuck coming to America. To America. Nah. You gotta let it go. Because I mean,
Yep.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't be on that.
We got to get in these writers' rooms.
Yeah, either that or just start doing something ourselves. But
Pretty much.
we always say that, and then it
You
be
know
that
how I
bullshit.
go.
What else was other than the same old shit that had already been shown or whatever this week? Because I mean, like I said, you ain't watched the Adam Project yet. And Snowfall. Still another episode of Grand Crew.
I still got to watch Fresh Prince.
Yeah,
I mean, Bel Air, whatever. I gotta finish that.
I feel like there was something else I had actually finished this week, but I really don't recall. Everything is kind of just blurring in together as far as stuff. That's why I went back to looking on my what I just had finished out or whatever was in my list of watch again kind of stuff. Because I still didn't watch Genius. Oh, I forgot. There is something that you do need to watch that I only started. I think I watched the first half of them. Are you aware about the animated episodes for The Boys?
No. What?
Yeah, that kind of came out of nowhere. Yeah, there's a whole 8-episode thing of their vignettes done by different creators, like Seth Rogen and fuck is his writing partner? I can never remember dude's name.
Me either.
God damn it. They had one, but it's a bunch of different anime. You remember how like the Animatrix was? Mm-hmm. It's kind of like that, where there's a separate story dealing with either some of the main characters or just other characters that have nothing to do with nothing in that universe. And they're all like maybe like 7 to 11 minutes long.
Oh yeah, I
It's
gotta
like,
fuck with it.
yeah, it's I'll tell you what the name of it was, because I saw people doing reviews and I'm like, what the hell is that? And then sure enough, I looked on Amazon and it was up. It's called Diabolical.
Okay.
Yeah, yep, Diabolical, and it's just all these
Oh nigga, because Amazon just took that motherfucking $15 out of my account, nigga. I'm about to go watch something on that motherfucker, nigga. I've been watching it tomorrow, nigga. Every month when that shit come out of my account, nigga, I go watch the Tomorrow War, nigga. Fuck the bullshit.
Yeah, so Diabolical. Still didn't watch Genius yet. If I will, I did watch the first episode of this other shit. I don't know if you were hip to this. What is it? God damn it, because I don't want to click play on the shit. The Guardians of Justice. So, the Guardians of Justice. It's
Sound like some comedy spoof shit.
in a way, yeah, it is that. It's it looks like Kung Fury. Looks like Kung Fury.
Well, I want to watch it now.
Yeah, it looks exactly like Kung Fury. It has
If you ain't seen Kung Fury, by the way, just go on YouTube and watch Kung Fury.
Diamond Dallas Page is in it.
DDP?
Yep. But yeah, it's done exactly like that, where it's almost like a mix between, it's almost like a spoof of Watchmen in a way, since Watchmen was already an examination of, you know, the basis of like what the Justice League was. So it's almost like another variation of that, where they're taking that more hardcore approach to it. But, you know, since that's already offshoot, it's like an offshoot of an offshoot kind of thing. But the way it's presented, as far as the graphically and everything and visually, it all looks just like Kung Fury. Like it has a cheesy look to it with people, you know, they're actually there. Denise Richards is in it, to Zachary Ty Bryan. I know you love Home Improvement. He's in it. Who else? I only watched the first episode, but it's basically there is a character called Marvelous Man that's supposed to be like the Superman archetype, and it kind of starts off with him basically publicly committing suicide on TV. So then there's a lot of other stuff that goes with that. So it's like,
where's that at?
Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. That's another thing. So Diabolical, and that is what I'm probably going to try to make it throughout the course of this next week.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking watch Genius, and I'm gonna watch Uncharted.
Oh, I forgot about Uncharted.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I mean, eventually, I guess. Well, eventually, I'm going to see it. I just haven't definitely not been on some like, oh yeah, I definitely need to watch this now kind of thing. So we'll see what ends up happening with that. Going through my list, I'm just trying to see if there's anything that I missed. Oh, also, well, you know what? Michael Che Matters. Going back to the whole list. Michael Che Matters was really dope. The last one he had was okay. So I don't know.
I watched the last shit.
I don't know if he's quite making my list, but Michael Che Matters was wonderful. But the newer shit was like, yeah, okay.
Man, when I tell you niggas was so mad that we wouldn't put Mom's Mabley on the list.
Wow. Oh, plus the final episode of Pam and Tommy. That was the other thing. That was like, so I'm like, I knew I couldn't remember.
So
shit
you didn't
that
sound interested in it at first.
I wasn't interested in just it by itself, but I was going to definitely try it because, I mean, one, you're talking about a real story that not that I really cared that much about Pam and Tommy Lee, because, I mean, not that I lived it per se, but you know what I'm saying. I was there when I was technically a young adult when this was all going on. So to see the other side of it and how it was being presented, I had some interest, but I wasn't really tripping. But then at the same time, no, you throw Joe Rogan in the shit. I'm Joe Rogan, Seth Rogen in it, and Nick Offerman, and then I'm like, okay, no, now you got my attention. But before that, I hadn't seen that. But like, yeah, I don't remember really saying too much of that. I was just like, I hadn't watched the first episode. I think the first week it came out, but then I had consistently watched them after that. So I finished it. So I mean, how far did you even get, or did you even bother?
I did not, and I had every intention to.
Oh, well, it's definitely, it is, I guess it's a good companion piece to assume that if everything or most of everything that the way that they presented it was true, it does definitely give insight into how all of that was pretty fucked up. And the only one that really comes out of it that really looks like, well, basically, if anything, it is definitely more of a, I don't want to say a love letter. It definitely paints Pamela Anderson as the definitive victim.
I'm about to say the victim.
Yep. Because she's presented as nothing but basically the nicest person in the midst of all this that really just got caught up in some shit, and she had to deal with the majority of the backlash as being a woman and having a sex tape out there that wasn't sanctioned.
For sure.
So they do a good job of presenting her like that. Because I mean, even to a certain degree, you kind of see Tommy Lee as a ass. You know, you see him as a victim, but you also definitely see him as an asshole because it took him being an asshole that kind of was the catalyst for a lot of this jumping off.
Got you.
So to see it that way, and like, yeah, even with, you know, Seth Rogen's character of Rand, the dude that originally stole the tape, like they didn't make him seem like he was a hero or nothing. He was basically like, he was partial victim. Like everybody has points in this where they seem like they're the victim and they either make some bad mistakes or whatever. But like I said, Pam is the only one that comes out of this the most unscathed, where it's like she was just being as innocent as she possibly could be and as nice as she possibly could be, and she got put in this really fucked up situation. So
that's all fucking bad.
So yeah, Pam and Tommy was definitely worth getting through all whatever 6, 7, 8 episodes or whatever it was. I dug it.
I mean, I'm gonna try to move through that too, because it shouldn't be too rough. Man, I just been working so much that I haven't even been able to fucking sit down and watch shit. Like, even as I've been the past 2 weeks, for real. When I'm down here and I'm drawing at the same fucking table that y'all see us record at, looking at a fucking ginormous TV across the room, trying to watch shit and pay attention and also work at the same time get a little frustrating and distracting and shit. So I've been trying to just find more time in general to actually be able to watch shit. So yeah, I'll be tapping into a couple of different joints this upcoming week. Now, with that being said, I believe we have covered the things that we need to cover for this week on this installment of the Blerds and Clips Podcast, where we talk TV, movie, video games, or whatever the hell else we feel like talking about. As always, if you have questions, concerns, comments, and show topics, send them holes over to us at blerdsandclips@gmail.com. Make sure you follow the gang. Of course, myself at Baka Watts. That's BKA Watts.
Vigatron 999.
And remember, keep tapping in with us live right here on twitch.tv/BKA Watts, or you can tap in with us over on the Pro3ENT YouTube channel. Now, you can subscribe. Cost you $5, Playboy. Go ahead and spend that with your dogs. Or if you're an Amazon Prime user, you ain't got to pay nothing for it. Or you can at least follow for free and see what's going on when we are over here getting it cracking like stripper butt. Let's see. That TV is beautiful. I wouldn't be able to pay attention on the pod at all if it was something new and I wanted to watch. Listen, agreed. And when I'm trying to draw, I can't pay attention if I'm trying to watch something, especially that I know I'm supposed to be watching the cover for the show. It's so frustrating. So it's rough. But as always, we appreciate y'all tapping in. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Like, subscribe, hit a share, tell somebody about the pod one time. And as always, as long as neither of us is clumsy and kicks a fucking bucket between now and next week, we'll be back at y'all either Saturday or Sunday, depending on what's going on in niggas' lives.
On the next Dragon Ball Z.
You already know. And until the next time we see you motherfuckers, love, peace, and chicken grease, my G's. We out.